Guys, welcome back to the bluegrass on this beautiful fall day. We're just moving around a little bit of exercise with small challenges equipment, getting ready for class this afternoon. And since we had a few minutes, we thought we'd make you a quick video. And today's video is about an email question that we get all the time, which is, hey Stonnie, what do you think about force fetching? Am I anti-force fetching? And the answer to that is no, okay? I'm not anti much of anything. People get too caught up thinking in terms of good or bad as it relates to strategies, techniques, and equipment. And for the most part, any strategy, technique, or piece of equipment that is employed properly is a fine training tool, okay? Now, notice my emphasis on the word properly, okay? Because a lot of strategies, techniques, and training tools get judged based on the person implementing the strategy, technique, or training tool, okay? Now, the people that are doing it have varying levels of competency, okay? So you could have a strategy that's perfectly good if it's done in an artful way. That same strategy done in a clumsy or ham-handed way or mean-spirited way is not gonna look too good. So always when you're thinking about judging, a dog training methodology, make sure that you are giving the methodology a fair shake. Watch someone who's good at employing that methodology. Don't just watch some ham and egger do something in terms of strategy or equipment and then like throw all those strategy and technique users under the bus based on that one bad apple. Okay, because like there's a lot of good force trainers in the world. Just me personally, I mean, I get up in the morning, and if I can come down to the kennel and I can accomplish things by using structured exercise sessions, structured positive reinforcement sessions, then that's kind of what I'm going to emphasize. That's what I'm going to prioritize. It's not that I don't think sometimes you have to use force on a dog, because I know you do, right? Okay, I just given the option, I'm always going to move in the direction of exercise and positive reinforcement first. I'm going to accomplish everything I can accomplish going down that path, and then whatever's left over, maybe I got to come in and clean it up with a little bit of traditional training, okay? But I've known a lot of traditional trainers that were very good people, very good dog trainers, and when they employ compulsion, when they employ force, it looks very fair, because all those trainers have three things in common. They are firm, they're fair, and they're consistent. Okay, so I'm not throwing any of those techniques under the bus. They're all very valid. I'm just going to lay out how I do it, and maybe it'll add something to your training toolbox. Let me give you a little overview of what we're going to do today. Now this here, you guys have seen this before if you watch my channel. This is what we call a fetching pin. Now, a fetching pin is good to use when you're outside, but for you guys at home that don't have a big property, and obviously you don't have cattle panels laying around, this right here represents a hallway in your home, okay? So what this does is this puts a puppy in a position to where when you're playing fetch, they're not too distracted. And everything we do here is built on progressive mastery. So like what we do is we'll master, kind of fetching or master fetching for a given age, I guess you would say, right? Because I mean, when they're puppies, they're just going to retrieve like puppies. But we'll get them where they fetch pretty good in the fetching pen, and then we'll move outside the fetching pen. So this would be the hallway at your house. And then you would move out into your yard, and you'd get them pretty good at fetching in the yard, and then you would head down to the local park. Now what me and Eli do is we just head out back on my property, and we put them in the brush and put them on our bird paths and stuff. And then once we master out back, then we go over to the farm and we put them in the pond and do all that kind of stuff, right? All right, let's go over here on the table, and I'll kind of show you each of these elements with my dog. Come on, no. Get on the table, dude. Up. Very nice. Now, this dog's 10 months old, and he's by no means perfect or 100% reliable, is he, Eli? No. He's a typical teenager. He does really well sometimes and not so well other times, and we're still having to give him a few treats now and then, but it's not too much. So what's the first thing on the force training list, which is a dog should hold something until you ask for it to be released. So let's see if he can do that. Take it. Good. Stay. So we can put a pretty good count on him. I mean, I'm not going to make him wait there for a super long time, but I mean, you kind of get the idea, right? I mean, he's holding it, and he's holding it pretty steady, and he's pretty patient, so that's cool. Now I'm going to come over here, ask for him to release it. Now I'm still in the give him a few treats stage, but hey, that was pretty good. I'll show you one more time. I bring up here and I say, hey, take that. He takes it. I ask him to stay there with it, because I want him to kind of be calm, and he's pretty calm. He still chews on it sometimes, but he's getting out of that pretty fast. We'll come up here, ask for it, and I'm going to say, hey, I really appreciate you doing it that way. Now, another stated advantage of the force fetch is that it keeps the dog from being picky about what they put in their mouth, okay? So it's really easy to get a dog to put a nice soft dummy in their mouth and even hold it for a pretty long period of time, okay? Now, we get around that by early socialization with kind of hard plastic products, like this is a barbell, okay? It's not fun to hold in your mouth, not particularly, okay? But so this dog at 10 months old, he'll still take that barbell, go up there and show him, Eli, and he's holding that pretty steady, you know? Like I said, he's not perfect, but pretty steady, okay? And so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to pay him. Yes, I am still paying him a little bit, okay? Because it's a hard job to take and put an old plastic barbell in your mouth. I understand, you know, and I don't mind paying him a little bit, okay? And I understand that a lot of people, the treat work, they just can't get their heads around it. And I'm not telling you that you have to do it. I'm just saying, watch. Does it really look like that much trouble? Okay, so let's go over here and look at the next thing that people talk about. How about here, Eli? Okay, so the next thing they say about force fetching, it gives you a dog that reliably will go pick something up off the ground, return to the heel position, and wait patiently until told to release, okay? So we're going to try that with my dog right now at 10 months and see what happens. So we're going to ask him to stay here, throw the retrieving item, no name. He's going to go get it, hopefully. Good boy, no name. Oh, you're such a fine animal. Come over here, get into the heel position. Wait patiently. I'm going to reach in here. I'm going to get me a little treat. I'm going to wait for a little while. Then I'm going to ask him to release it. Then I'm going to tell him, hey, I really appreciate that. All right, we're moving again. This cameraman stuff has went to Eli's head. He thinks he's Steven Spielberg now. And he's like, Stonnie, I just don't feel like this lighting is perfect. I'm like, okay, dude, we'll move one more time. But this is it. All right, so I'm going to get my dog over here. Get in this heeling position, dude. So I'm going to get him over here in the heeling position. I'm going to ask him to stay there. I'm going to throw his retrieving item. I'm going to release him, no name. Hopefully he'll go get it and come back. Good boy, Mr. No Name. Come on, buddy. Very nice. And let's see if we can get him to swing around here into the heel position and wait patiently. And then I take the item, tell him I appreciate it, and give him a little bit of pay. That's not that much work, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Stonnie, you're just throwing that nice little dummy for him. He doesn't mind going and getting the dummy, but would he go fetch something that's not comfortable to hold in his mouth? All right, well, we'll see. So we'll throw this plastic barbell for him. You stay there. We'll throw the barbell. No name. Hopefully he'll go get it and bring it back. Good boy. Looks like he's going to do a pretty good job. And swing him all the way into the heel position. Get him to wait patiently. Then I take it and I pay him a little bit. I'm going to ask Mr. No Name to stay there. I'm going to throw his retrieving item. I'm going to release him. No name. He's going to go out there and get it. Oh, good boy. Very nice dog. He's going to swing around here into the heel position, and he's going to hold his retrieving item until I ask him to release it. Dang, pretty nice. I'm going to demonstrate that one more time. I'm going to ask Mr. No Name to stay there, and I'm going to throw his retrieving item. Then I'm going to release him. No name. He's going to go get it. Hopefully bring it back. Oh, what a good dog. Very nice. Here's a good dog. And as he comes back, I'd like for him to swing around here into the heel position, get right here beside me, and then wait patiently until I ask him to release his retrieving item, okay? Now look, I'm not claiming that that dog is 100% reliable, because he's not. But he's pretty dang good for 10 months old. He's most certainly reliable enough for me, okay? Now, if, you know, if you just do the inductive retrieve like I do it, well look, at 10 months old, that's about what you get, which is pretty solid, right? Okay, now, if you want it to be more solid than that, if you want it to be more reliable than that, then you add a little bit of compulsion at this age, and it doesn't take but a couple of days work, okay? So even if you're not completely sold on doing the inductive retrieve like I do it, hey, look, if you like doing force fetching, if you do this foundation work first, I promise you that your transition into the force fetch will be smooth, it'll be easy, and it's going to cut your labor rate way down, okay? So at least, you know, at least keep an open mind about it. I'll go get some puppies, and we'll kind of, you know, we're going to back up and show you, you know, the beginning stages of the inductive retrieve, and then if you want to see more details, you can go back and watch the series where I raise Mr. No Name and we check in, you know, as he's maturing. All right, here's Palmer. She's about a 5-month-old German Shorthair puppy. Let's go, Palmer. And we're going to use her to show the first couple elements of the inductive retrieve. Now, a whole lot of having a successful retrieving session with a young puppy revolves around proper energy regulation and management, okay? It's a real balancing act, guys, because you have to have enough energy to do the exercise, but not so much energy that the dog like is full of pee and vinegar and runs off in the yard wanting to play keep away with you. So what I like to do is a concept that we call priming the pump. I come out and I engage in a set of activities that I know the dog's good at. So like right here, we're doing the exercise with small challenges course. Come on, dog. And I'm gonna work on my vocabulary real quick. And I know she's gonna get it right because she always gets it right nowadays. And that's gonna kind of put her in the mindset of this is a learning session, okay? And it's also gonna help me control how much energy she has left to direct towards the inductive retrieve exercise itself, right? So I walk around this, I walk around this course as many times as I have to. Now, what I do is I go in and I write down in my journal how many times did I walk around the course and then what was the effect it had on my retrieving work, okay? Now, so if my retrieving work is a little bit lackadaisical, then the next time I walk around the course a few less times. If my retrieving work, the dog's a little bit too hyper and can't focus, then the next time I walk around the course a little bit more often, or a little bit more. And if my inductive retrieve session goes perfectly, then I know, okay, well that's a pretty good number wherever I was at to start as it relates to energy regulation and management, okay? And so she seems pretty calm, pretty focused, so I think she's ready to go over to the fetching pen, and you know, I got a pretty good idea she's gonna be successful. Okay, so we tried to find that nice balance point with Palmer where she wasn't too excited, but she wasn't too fatigued, which that's a hard point to find, and it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now, and so it got a little hotter than we thought, and so we're gonna see what that looks like inside the fetching pen. Now remember guys, this fetching pen, you don't have to have this. This is just like a hallway at your house, okay? We're just using it because it's easy to see through. If we take you in the building, you can't really see what's going on. All right, so come here, Palmer. All right, Palmer, you ready? Dang, very nice. That's one, and I'm super happy with you. Good girl. How about two? Oh my gosh, very nice. Bring you over to the left side a little bit. Give you time to eat. Can you give me three? Oh my gosh, very nice. Okay, now should we stop there, Eli? No? Okay, we're gonna go for two more. Oh my gosh, very nice. That's number 4. Oh, I have to stop on 5. You have to stop me on 5 because you know how I do. Oh my gosh, give me 5. Give me 5 all the way to my hand. Dang, nice. Oh, you're such a good dog. Oh, I'm starting to like these short hairs every once in a while, Eli. They're pretty good dogs. Let's go get Tommy. All right, guys, this bundle of energy here is Tommy, and you would think that I asked Tommy to jump up here on my seat, but I didn't. Every time we come over here to get in the fetching pen, Tommy comes over here and jumps up here and sits down like he's the king. And I'm not sure exactly why he does it. I don't know if he thinks that sitting up here is going to get me to throw the retrieving item, or if he's kind of trying to subtly tell me that he really runs the show. Either way, get off my seat, dude. All right, Tommy. Oh, he's a good dog. He may be getting close to 5 1/2, 6 months old. We'll get him out here and see what we can do in terms of this fetching. Look here, Tommy. Oh, good boy, Tommy. Very nice. I really appreciate that. Look here. Can you do it again? Oh my gosh, very nice, Tommy. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, wow, you're great. Dang. Oh, good boy. All right. Dang, that's perfect, Tommy. Oh, man, I'm so proud. Good dog. And guys, sometimes it goes like that, right? I mean, like see with Tommy, I might be able to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more repetitions. I don't know, you know, but I try to stay realistic with my goals, and I try to really focus on making incremental progress. I got 5 there just as quick as I can throw them, okay? And trust me, it's really hard not to go for that one more time deal, right? All right, we'll do Bentley next. Oh, and Bentley's a good little lab fetcher. Oh, good boy, Bentley. Very nice. There's one. Oh, I'm so happy. Can you make me happy again? Oh my gosh, there's 2 almost. almost. Very nice. Oh, you're a good boy, Bentley. I'm gonna stay seated and see if I can get it all the way back here. Oh my gosh, come here, come here. Oh, good boy. Oh, I had to reach for it a little bit. Since I had to reach for it, should I go for one more, Eli? One more. Oh, good boy. Come on, bring it all the way to me. That's a lot closer. All right. Dang. Hey, we are rocking and rolling on this retrieving today. So guys, you just cannot tell me that that's not an awesome way to train dogs. Look, he did his fetching and I'm leaving. As I'm going to leave, as I'm going to withdraw my attention from this fetching pen, look what he did. He hopped up here and he's like, hey, Stonnie, come on, let's do that one more time. And whenever you can end a training session with your dog saying, hey, let's do that one more time, you know you're on the right track to ending up with a dog that'll come, be still, have good manners, and fetch what needs fetching, okay? Good dog. All right, so we're out in the back field and letting these guys run around. And of course, that short hair is chasing butterflies because that's probably their favorite thing to do in the whole world. We'll kind of let them burn off some energy and get used to being out here. And then what we're going to do is that exercise that we were doing in the fetching pen, we're going to do it out here in this mowed lane. You see how I've got this these lanes mowed? So like coming down this way, the brush on this side and this side provides a corridor and it helps keep the dogs focused, just like the fetching pen. You know how the fetching pen kept the dog like looking at the retrieving item, didn't give them a lot of room to veer off one way or the other? Well, like this obviously isn't a fetching pen, but it serves the same basic function. By mowing a path in your field, you get a slight environmental boundary on each side, okay? And then, of course, as the dogs get older, we want them to be able to fetch in a long straight line, but sometimes we got to kind of stop them and then have them go like over this way or kind of over this way. So you'll notice that the paths have been mowed in a T shape. And actually we have another one over here that's mowed in what's called a double T shape. That's really cool. All right, so we come out here and we let the dogs explore. And then I'm going to work with each dog individually. And while I'm working with each dog individually, the other dogs are going to have to learn to sit and wait their turn. And this is another very valuable thing that you get with the type of training that I'm describing here, is the dogs start to learn that being calm and attentive and polite is what leads to getting to do the activities that they would like to engage in, okay? So this whole strategy, guys, it's not just about fetching, okay? It's about giving you a dog that understands the relationship between being calm, attentive, and polite and getting access to what it wants. And whether that's retrieving or attention or outside time or something to chew on, it applies across the board. So there's a lot of collateral benefits to this approach that you don't always get with traditional training. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to use this little mowed corridor to get some repetitions in that are very similar to the fetching pen. I'm going to use Tommy, and while I'm working with Tommy, my dog's over there and he's on a stay. So he's learning to be calm and attentive and polite while I'm working with other dogs. And then we'll switch positions and I'll put Tommy on a stay. I'll make him sit there and learn to be calm, attentive, and polite while No Name works. And No Name's going to be working with the dummy launcher, okay? So while No Name and I are working on his retrieve, Tommy is going to work on being calm and attentive and polite, and he's also going to be getting desensitized to the gunfire. Come on, Tommy. So I'm going to move out here. Now, in the fetching pen, it's a very controlled environment. Out here, even though I have these things mowed, and so it kind of gives you the same look, man, there's a lot of rabbits, a lot of butterflies, a lot of birds out in here, so I'll have a little harder time holding this dog's attention. Okay, so I have to set my expectations accordingly. Tommy. Oh, so I get him excited. Come here. Toss my retrieving item. Encourage him. Oh, what a good boy. Very nice. Tell him I really appreciate that. Sweep him to my left side. Start from there. Get me a toss. Very nice, Tommy. Good boy. Very nice. Sweep him to my left side. Get me a toss. Oh, what a good dog, Tommy. Very nice. Left side. Good boy. All right, let's end on one where you bring it all the way to my hand. Good boy, Tommy. Oh my gosh, very nice. Oh, you're such a good dog. And remember, guys, you have to resist the urge to fall in the just one more time trap, okay? when we started walking out here, it was nice and overcast, and of course the sun comes out and starts beating down on us. It immediately got quite a bit hotter, and you know, so Tommy, he's a pretty good natural retriever. I didn't want to take the chance on him doing it wrong, so I set my goal, my repetition goal for 3 to 5, okay? And in that, a couple of times he didn't bring it all the way back to my hand. I made a judgment call that given his aptitude for retrieving, I could probably end my session on a good note where he hands it all the way to me, and I was lucky I got there, okay? But that's an art, okay? So you gotta be very careful with that. Do not get in the habit of leaving your session with the dog thinking he's had enough. Every session you want to end with the dog saying, come on, please, let's do that one more time. Sit, knuckle ahead. Stay. All right, Georgie. No name. What a good dog. Mr. No Name, you are a fine animal. Swing around here, in a position, wait calmly. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, Georgie. No Name. Now I had to let him go a little bit early because of this is how the dog business works, right? Okay, so George's only job is to shoot this dummy down this mowed path. But instead, what did he do? He shot it right over in the middle of all that brush. And you might think, well, what's the big deal? Well, it's going to take Mr. No Name 10 or 15 minutes to find it. And then when he comes back, he's going to be tired. So just one errant shot like that, that messes up a whole, like in my journal, you know, I have written out how this training session's supposed to go, and everything's predicated on the dummies being launched, you know, like kind of where they're supposed to go. And so this might take, who knows how long it's going to take. We'll have to fast forward through this part. Good boy, very nice. Well, it didn't take 15 minutes, but not far off. Good boy. Now get around here. Now, on a hot day like this, okay, that one retrieve where he had to search around in all that brush for it, okay, that knocks us out of our, you know, what our anticipated repetition schedule was. So I'm going to have to drop that number by 50% at least. All right, now we're just going to kind of let Tommy explore. And as he's exploring, ever so often he's going to come over here and check in. And when he checks in, I'm going to take his little dummy and I'm going to toss it off in the brush a little bit, give him a chance to hunt it up. Once he gets it, I'm going to bend down and call him. Come on, Tommy. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, come here. Very nice. Now see, he's kind of hot right here and he went to head over there to the shade. That's okay. You know, I understand that. Remember guys, what we're looking for is we're trying to make incremental progress, just a little bit better than yesterday. It wasn't very long ago, he was just in the fetching pen. So he comes out here, the fact that he would go get this, that's awesome. The fact that he would go get it and then move back towards me, that's awesome too. It gives me something to build on. And that's the thing, when you're doing these inductive retrieves, it's a whole bunch of interrelated small steps, okay? We're just moving out through the brush, moving out through the world and asking the dog to do it a little bit better this time than last time. So here he is. I'm going to throw it over in the brush, give him a chance to go hunt it up. Then I'm going to bend down, and when he gets it, I'm going to talk to him a little bit and we'll see. See, he's a little hot, and so he's not 100% sure he's going to stay in there. There he goes. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Oh, and that wasn't all the way to my hand, but it was pretty good. Very good. Now, here's something interesting. I got to be very careful. See this shady spot with these trees? We lose dogs out here all the time to the shade. Like we'll be out here riding four-wheelers or something, and Eli will be like, hey, where'd that dog go? I'll be like, go check out the shade. And this is where they like to lay. They like to get right over here and lay down. So like when you're out, and especially if the sun's come out on you or it's a hot day and you're trying to do your retrieving, if you do it right along the edge of the shade, a lot of the time you'll lose your dog to the shade. They'll get their retrieving item and they'll come right over here and lay down. So you got to kind of try to throw stuff so that the shade is behind you. Like, so I throw it, here's me, here's the shade. So as the dog's running past me to get in the shade, I can kind of snag them up. So here's Tommy, and I'm going to throw this off in the brush a little bit. Tommy, good boy, just a little bit, just right at the edge of the grass. Good boy, Tommy. Oh, very nice. Good boy. Now I'm going to look for one more repetition here, and I'm going to throw this a little bit into kind of a, you know, a little bit harder area. So see how thick this brush is right here? Watch. Throw it right over there. And now he's going to have to really work hard to figure out how to get in there and get it. You won't be able to see him, Eli, just back on up there. And it's going to take him a few minutes. Because what's happening here is he's trying to find a clear path to get over there, and there are no clear paths. So he's just going to have to work and figure that out on his own. He's going to have to, you know, he's going to have to make his own way in there. And right now you got to resist the urge to talk to him too much, because you'll kind of pull their attention away from the hunt, and you don't want to do that. You just want to let them work it out. And if you, if he doesn't get that, then I will know that I probably asked him to do something that's a little bit outside his skill level. Oh, but look, he did do it. Dang, nice. Now, right there again, he didn't bring that all the way back to my hand, but look, this is a lot harder than what we were practicing in the fetching pen. It's a lot harder than what we were practicing just on the mowed path, okay? And so the fact that he went in there and he worked hard for it, hey, I'm happy with that. I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got a lot of it, you know? Now I'm gonna end this session today. Look, he's back in there hunting it up, Eli. Should I give him one more chance in there? One more. Eli always thinks we should do one more chance. That's because he's 21 years old. Fetch it up. Look at that. That's good effort right there. I like that. And when, you know, like, I'll take effort over almost anything. That's why I always tell you guys, don't get so caught up on like mistakes. If the mistakes are made out of exuberance, you know, or the mistakes are made as a result of being tired because you were doing something with a lot of exuberance, because that right there is really hard work. There's a lot of briars over there, and there's all kinds of little critters that live over there, so there's conflicting things of interest. So we're just going to wait here patiently and see how long Tommy will hunt. And then you might say, well, Stonnie, what do you do if Tommy can't find it? I just bring my other dog up and he'll run in there and get it. Or I make Eli do it. Eli, you want to bet dinner on whether or not he gets it or not? What do you?
I'll bet dinner. I think he's going to get it.
You think he's going to get it? Okay. All right.
I'm going to apply a labor tax if I have to get it, though.
I'll make that same bet. Me and Tommy will be up here. I'll be like, hey, Tommy, you think Eli can get it? Now, he's still rustling around in there pretty well. Here he comes. Now I'm debating whether or not, guys, to put the fast forward on these retrieves, but I kind of want you to get a feeling of, you know, how long you have to wait sometimes. Come on, Tommy, fetch it up. Fetch it up, Tommy, come on, fetch it up. Good boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, now look, he didn't bring it all the way to me, but I am gonna make him bring it all the way to me. I'm gonna throw it, give him some attention here. Good boy, Tommy. Very nice. You're such a good dog. Hey, look, all the way to my hand. Dang. So Eli owes me dinner. Ain't that what it was?
I thought it was the other way around.
No, I think I said he was gonna get it. No name. Good job, Bernie. No name, come on. Good boy. Very nice. All right, so see, again, pretty reliable retrieve. I mean, I can't complain at 10 months. Here you go. Around here, sit, wait patiently. At some point, I'll decide to take the retrieving item from him. Very nice. Say, I appreciate it. How simple is that?